Hey, so welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing a video talking about my favorite subject, which is love. But I think a lot of people confuse love with, well, we'll get into that. Drinking today out of my T-Mobile Pride cup, a shake that I made, which is pretty easy to make. Only consists of 4 ingredients, which is of course oat. Well, I use oat milk, but you can use almond milk or whatever other dairy alternative there is. And then just frozen fruit, a banana, and some spinach. So this is what I will be drinking today. But love, let's talk about love. Because as I mentioned before, it's a beautiful thing to be in love. But I think people think like codependency or financially struggling together, or even abuse. Sometimes people do confuse abuse with love, and it's really the total opposite. So today's video is just honestly just to talk a little bit, since it is Sunday self-love, Sunday self day. Yes, Sunday needs to be self day. It's time. Sundays is a perfect day to just unwind, rewind to what happened last week and start fresh a new week. But love, people confuse these 3 major things with love. One, the most important is an abusive partner. That is not love. To be honest with you, I know that people may think, well, this person gotta love me, because if they didn't, why would they risk going to jail? Why would they risk putting their hands on me and potentially losing me? Or they put their hands on me, they have to love me for that emotion to come out. Total opposite. When someone puts their hands on you in a relationship, it doesn't have anything to do with love or really even you. When people put their hands on people, this is a straight up sign of either childhood trauma, abandonment, or an anger that stems most likely not from you. If you are in an abusive relationship, please consider carefully leaving that relationship. Someone putting their hands on you, first of all, it's millions, billions of people in this world. To let one person, one little mediocre person most likely put their hands on you should not be something you condone, or something that you enable, or something that you confuse with love, because it is not. I can assure you. Second, codependency. Like I always say, being in love is a beautiful thing. However, when you are unable to do what you want to do, to enjoy hobbies, when you are unable to do activities, able to not do things because of the other person, that is a sign of codependency. That means that you need this person in order to partake in happiness that you are trying to pursue. Every relationship, you don't necessarily have to have, I know it's hard sometimes having a social circle when you're in a relationship, especially when you have singles in your relationship, in your friendship, amongst your group of friends. However, it is important to take time out to either enjoy activities by yourself that your partner doesn't want to partake in, and or have a close friend or a close person, even a co-worker, just even a neighbor. It's always good to also have that option. So codependency is when you don't want to do anything because of that person, or you don't want to do something because of the other person not wanting to do it. That's not fair, and that's not love. Thirdly, financial burden. First and foremost, Now, if you're in a relationship, say for years, and obviously one person has a hiccup or, is unsatisfied with their job, and you want to be a support system for them, because ultimately that is what relationships are. They're support systems. But if you just barely getting into a relationship, it's been, say, months, less than a year, or say that you are with someone that's problematic, meaning they have a job, quit, have a job, don't like it, have a job, has a habit of calling in. These are people that are also codependent on you to hold it down financially. Financial burden is not love. That is a toxic trait. And if you have issues with money, if you have issues keeping a job, if you are unemployed and are not an entrepreneur, you should not be in a relationship. Financial burden does not consist of love. It is not love. That's another form of codependency. However, you're not being codependent on that person. That person's being codependent on you because that person has an unrealistic expectation that when you eat, they eat. When you have a roof over their head, they have one too. You see, it is a pattern that you very much so have to be aware of, because the worst thing is carrying on like that in a relationship. It can be stressful, it can be a burden, and eventually you will have resentment towards this person. That's just logic. So don't forget self-love day. Do something for yourself. Inquisitive about a book and you have a book laying around at home, read a couple chapters. Take a bath, take a bubble bath. If it's a nice day, it's so beautiful out here, go have a walk, go smell the roses, go see what you find out there. Just do something for yourself, because like I always say, you come first. As my mother says, we came alone, we're gonna die alone. So putting yourself first is not selfish. It is, say it with me, putting myself first is not selfish. It is imperative to do, especially when you're in a relationship. Consider yourself, consider your feelings, consider your emotions, consider your finances, consider your well-being first. That is the key, I believe, to success and a successful relationship. Please let me know your thoughts. I hope you like, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you next time.